crash, just make sure you send those emails. And also, guys, another thing I would also like to recommend is for us to go to the website of his websites za ninio naitwaje, the Senate website, the Parliament website, and check those bills that are being passed or that are being tabled to the Parliament and the Senate, and start reading them, because this is the information that hatuipati, like zinakuja zinakugonga, tunasema mara Kenya hatupewi hata time ya kulamba glucose tuendelee, because we are not taking time to read those bills, alafu zinakuja on the last minute yenye you don't have actually that time to read them carefully, to actually analyze them carefully. So I guess I would recommend you go to the Senate website, read the bills by yourself, and usisemange oh niliambiwa na nisikianga. So it's also good to keep yourself informed. I don't know what next to say. Do you have anything to add, Josephine, before I go to ask Kochi?
Thank you. At least you have just mentioned about the Senate and the bill today, and whatever that gentleman is trying to say. Actually, what happened is that they received so many mails, and they realized for this reason, they will show that Kenyans are overwhelmingly not willing to undertake whatever they are presenting to the Kenyans. And for that reason, that's why they said the email had cracked down. That's a total lie. There's no way an office of the government can be only having one email, because even in most cases the emails are normally attached, and that was a lie. They just decided to make that. But the truth is, the 200,000 they are talking about, actually people have really fought it seriously. Even the people who thought that Ruto was their best candidate, I would see in the space that they really fought it, because everybody even was voting and presenting to us, sending to us in the WhatsApp groups to show that they have voted. Unless you want to tell me only one area has voted, other areas have not voted. But what I can tell you, so many people have done the voting. The only thing is that they have decided to behave like that, to lie to us, and to introduce a new email today morning, knowing it's the last day, so that they don't even get more emails, because many people will not get the same email. But fellow Kenyans, let's not be discouraged. I've just told you, somebody somewhere is holding that David stone, but nobody can see the stone. But I can tell you it's there, and Goliath is going down. Just watch and see. Thank you so much for giving me that opportunity. I'm rushing to church, so we'll talk in the later after the church. Thank you.
Aya, na utuombe ukienda kanisani na uombe Zakayo ashuke. Have a good one.
Sure.
Thank you. I saw Daniel with a hand up. Maybe you wanted to respond to something Josephine had said. Maybe you can take it briefly, and after we go to people who haven't spoken.
Yeah, I shared a post about how to do it easily. There's this lady, Shalumet or something. She has a very easy way. You don't need to go through all those processes. She has a template penye unaweka tu jina yako, and even if they change their email, just confirm the email and then we change to hapo. Like it's so easy. She has a very nice template. Nimetumia wase kadhaa and they've all used it. So go to the chat and then check it out.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So guys, kama humjatuma, Daniel amesema he has put something on the chat. So if in case you haven't sent the mail, you can go to Daniel and I don't know. I hope the link is safe, because you don't just click on any link, but yeah, you can go and send the petition there. So
Yeah, it's safe. I can guarantee you that. It's safe.
Okay, perfect.
All it does is it's a template. It's just a template. All it does is that you save the template and then you save it. It's a Word document. It's a document. You save it on your PC as a Word document. You edit it and then you attach it to the email. Like write whatever you want in the email. Like this is my submission to memoranda. Etc. Let me just share what I sent.
Perfect. That one would also help. So ni saa ngapi? Ni 3:41. So bado we have 1 hour to actually do that before 5 p.m. the order of the day ifungwe. So wacha tuvunje hizo servers, tuzicrash. maybe tunaweza crash na hizo server tujipate kumbe tumecrash server za election ya 2022 tujue nani aliongozanga. So guys, do it. Anthony, your hand is up, so you know. Go ahead.
So Wanjiru, you know, I always say this, and I know I'm going to start sounding like a broken record. Politics is the art of strategy. So let me ask you, between this bill that I know will not pass, because when a bill is about to pass, their voices will start hearing. Leader of majority will be talking about it, and there will be a lot of weeping in parliament. Weeping is to get people to vote and talk about a particular thing. But why aren't Kenyans talking about the Gates Foundation being given the right to operate in Kenya, and they can't be sued? You know, you literally cannot sue them. Now combine the Bill Gates agriculture bill. Okay.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is the largest commercial farmer on the planet. Okay.
Yeah.
So why aren't Kenyans connecting those dots? You know, if you want to put out a big fire in a forest, what you do is you start many small fires, and you make them surround the big fire. So it tends to burn out vegetation. Okay.
Yeah.
So strategically, when you're leading people, you lead. Democracy is about creating chaos and offering solutions. So while we are talking about the Cherengai, that bill, Bill Gates, the Bill Gates Foundation managed to get the right to operate in Kenya. You cannot sue them, so they have immunity. Now, the agriculture bill you're talking about, if you go back to what Bill Gates is advocating for, in terms of even things like animal husbandry, Bill Gates is one of those people who believe cows emit a lot of harmful gases to the atmosphere. So he's more he's anti-ranches. When it comes to seeds, Bill Gates believes that you should be able to, it's called seed traceability. You should be able to trace a seed from farm to origin. He's very big on genetics. Okay. So all these things you're seeing around the agriculture bill is something to do 100% with Bill Gates. And as I learned, I want to tell you guys, McDonald's, for you to buy fries from McDonald's, your potato has most likely come from a Bill Gates farm. Okay, he's the largest potato farmer in the US, and he's the largest potato farmer supplier to McDonald's. So the reason Kenyans are saying, why can't McDonald's in Kenya buy Portside? So Kenyans should be able to connect Bill Gates and his agricultural agenda. You know, if we don't make, and the other thing Kenyans should connect is Bill Gates and vaccines. Okay, today as we speak, guys, Bill Gates is the one solely funding the malaria vaccine in the world. You know, he believes that you can do something to the genome of a mosquito so that the mosquito can reproduce, but it cannot transmit malaria. Okay, so for you to achieve this, there's no malaria in Europe. So malaria is predominantly in Africa. So where do you test those vaccines? I don't want to sound like an alarmist. Okay, but we should learn to connect the dots. You know, so look at what is happening concurrently as other things are happening around you. No, Kenyans are not talking about sheaf and shy anymore. Whereas women are paying 8,000 shillings for a normal delivery in Kenya. Now think the impact that has on the local Kenyan. But now that's a conversation people are no longer having. You get? So I'm not disputing the Cherengai bill, but I just don't think it was a bill that Ruto had interest in. You know, strategically for him, politically, he can't. Even if I was him, I would not go for it. You know, it's too expensive for him to execute. You know, it will trigger a referendum, which will have to bring donors here. Now, another thing people need to be asking themselves, the NADCO report sets the deadline for IBC to be on the 28th, okay, of this month. Now, the ambassador to the US met the IBC chair. No, it's not the chair. This guy, I think he's the director or something. I don't know who he met, but that meeting happened yesterday. Okay, so why aren't Kenyans concerned about how the IBC is going to be formulated? Now, the IBC will trigger so many things going forward. So from where I sit, Ruto has mastered the art of distracting Kenyans. Like he has figured our minds out. He has figured, come up with something controversial, okay, start a big fire somewhere, Kenyans will move their concentrations from the real issues to the fire you've given them. I want you to watch how quick this bill dies. You know, like what Josephine is telling you guys, there's no way the servers of the Senate can go down. I mean, the email, it's literally impossible. It's a major arm of the government. Now, look at what happened yesterday with the Gachagua thing. Okay? How can you say that the portal for all courts is down? It's impossible. Okay? Those are the things I look at when I sit down. You know, I think for guys to understand politics, there's a book I once read. It's called Catholics and Politics. Catholics are the founders of politics. If you follow politics very well, it originates from Rome, but it was perfected by the Catholics. You know, if we don't start playing the chess of politics, then we are simply, as Kenyans, we are playing checkers. Tunacheza draft. Well, Ruto is playing chess. That's the conversation I would want young. I'm not saying the conversation we're having is bad, no. But can we move from draft to chess? Okay? Let's now start playing chess. If we start playing chess, we will start winning. So that when Ruto comes and says, when government tries to distract you, you say, that's not the deer I'm chasing. That's not the antelope I want. You know, we have to start hunting like lions. A lion that doesn't chase all buffaloes. You pick one thing, zero in on it until you achieve its logical end. But if we keep chasing, look at us from the 25th. I mean, it took Ruto one meeting on a space to figure out what the Gen Z think. And that's the reason you see for Ruto, if he stands anywhere, he doesn't talk about the Gen Z. He doesn't talk about we are trying to create employment for our young Kenyans who are on the streets. He doesn't even talk about the young people who died. You know, he moved on. So today, Ruto, 90% of his conversation is on PPP. He zeroed down PPP to Adani. Okay? So everywhere Ruto is going, listen to what he's saying. That is where his focus is. Now concentrate on him. Anything else that his foot soldiers say, that, you know, that to me is hogwash. If you're going to war, talking, you want to figure out what the general is saying. If you figure the mind of the general, then you've won the war. But if you concentrate on the soldiers, you lose the war because the soldiers take orders from the general. The general never takes orders from the soldiers. So let's stop concentrating on the soldiers, concentrate on the leader of majority, the leader of the minority, concentrate on what Junet Mohammed will say, concentrate on what this guy Ishoma will say. Now, what those people say, oh, and don't forget, Oscar Sudi, the guy we all think is stupid. What those people say should really concern Kenyans. Because that's where the general, those are his foot soldiers. When you come from Ruto, those are his foot soldiers. So what they say and what they tweet, or what Abdi Nasir tweets, that should be what Kenyans look at. You know, but these are the things what Cherengai said, what Peter Salasia has said. To me, those are non-issues. It can't happen.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Anthony. I think what I would encourage as Kenyans is a lot is happening. Like we forgot about She and Shire. It's still ongoing. What if we divide ourselves, like we say, I will be handling this. I, Wanchuru, will be handling this. I, Anthony, I will occupy with Adani and JKIA. I, Josephine, will do this. I, Fabesh, will do this, you know? Because it's literally a lot. We have to actually divide this task. We have to, someone else can occupy with the Bill Gates agenda because that's also a big agenda. I think we can't just do it mtu peke yake. I mean, it's too much for someone. It's really too much. So if you can do something, like just say can do this I can occupy about Adani, kama venye Tony Gashoka and Anthony are doing. They're pushing it to the end. They're pushing it to, to the courts and everything. If it's about she and Sha, somebody could also say, I'm taking this to court. This is unconstitutional. Maybe maybe it's not working for Kenyans. How can we do this? How can we help? If it's about the agricultural bills, how can we stop this happening? How can we, because it's a lot. It's a lot for us. It's a lot for literally even the 50 people in the space. So we actually need to have say. I want you to occupy on the bills. Anything concerning the bills, I will go read them. I will be posting them. Guys, read. If it's about Bill Gates and pushing him out because his agenda is completely against what we want as Kenyans, mtu achukue hiyo na asukumane nayo. So I think that's what we should be doing moving forward.
Yeah, alafu Wanjiru, I want to agree with you and what Anthony is saying. Not everything that, not every object that Ruto is throwing on our way, he have interest on them. Some anatupa tu ile kutu distract. And I agree, yes, that now lazima tufungue macho. But you see, there is a need for collective voices, like what Anthony is saying, because we can be chasing what I think Martha Koome call wild goose, and that is what Ruto sometimes he does. So tunahitaji saa zingine kukua na that collective voices, then now we can be able to cherry pick, and to understand ni gani Ruto ako na interest na hizi zingine anatutupia kutu distract. Then now from there now we can rally the forces like Anthony sasa tunajua anapapana na constitution. Escowino si tunataka kumpatia task azunguke kule Nyanza apatie rough landing to Raila, because if Raila is going to win AU, could lose, which I see 80% of him losing, then he need also, when he come to the ground, apate kwamba ground rough, he cannot be able to hoodwink people again. I know Escowino hapa amekosa kutuma emoji. That means, but you have to take this task. Personally, mimi I'm not for much civic education, because I want to concentrate on abduction. And this is what I've been saying. Because even as all this thing is happening, kuna the abduction wing ambao regime inaenda ikisuppress watu ikiabduct. As we are speaking now, I've seen many people posting about Mavrin Aoko. She's one of us, even though sometimes I know she rubs shoulders with a lot of people in a different way. But we have to understand that as long as she is the enemy of our enemy, is one of us, and we cannot support any impunity, any abduction, any murder. So this is now what we have to focus. Nimesema, we need to counter these Subaru boys, because they are not working under the constitution. They are goons, and they should be treated as goons. We need to start unmasking them. So how do we do that? We have people on the ground. Wale watu ambao ama politicians including kina Raila, hata Ruto mwenyewe amekuwa akitumia akina George Aladwa, wala walikuwa wanaita goons. Au goons unajua wako wapi? Ni sisi. Now we need to wake up and know kwamba this time round si wakati wa kutumiwa, ni wakati wa sisi sasa kujitumikia. Get better use of ourselves. We need now to trigger the alarm and say we have to stop the abduction. What are we going to do? We are going to identify those goons. Tumeanza kupata ripoti zao. There are only 50, of which they are under command from Farouk Kibet na Joseph Boynet, ambao sijui ni security advisor huko State House. Joseph Boynet alikuwa IG, alikuwa former IG. Now alipelekwa State House ati ndio security advisor, but akaenda akaconstitute a rogue parallel police force ambao ndio anaenda kufanya abduction, murder and kidnappings. So we need to start identifying. We will have our forces on the grounds we'll put our forces at Assisi on the ground, start unmasking them. Then we start visiting them one after the other. That is not unconstitutional. That is how we have been dealing with coons. Mtu akiba kipochi, huwa tunamfukuza, tunamshika, tunamchoma. Watu mwenye anaiba why? What do we need to do with them? So we need to discuss about this. So yes, Josephine, alafu ndio tuende kwa, I think is it the last scene? Sababu lazima tujigawanye. And thank you
Yes,
sana,
thank you
Anthony.
for that.
Yes, Josephine, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I wanted to echo what Anthony is saying. And also I wanted to bring to the attention of us what Wanjiru was also saying. We need to take areas. Like right now, I need somebody to actually get me the documents which and the transactions which were signed to remove NHIF and substitute it with the NHI with the SHA and the SHA. I really need those documents desperately. I need them. If there is anyone who can acquire them from wherever they are, I'll appreciate. I've also understood that with the NHIF, the staffs were not given any letter or any official communication. They were told by word of mouth, and they are hearing it on the media. You cannot terminate people and end people's jobs on the media. There must be a proper documentation, and I'm surprised to hear the court actually issued orders for the NHIF to clear for the government to clear with the employees of NHIF by end of this month. That's something which is unacceptable. It's unconstitutional, and we cannot accept people who have worked for this nation for over 20 years to be thrown through the window like rags, because that's the same thing will happen to all of us who are the civil service. And now nobody will be willing to work for the civil service if that's how you are being treated. Again, that means we are not going to get quality services from the civil service. Reason being, if somebody is sure they do not have any job security, then they don't need to be committed to their work. Because why should I be committed? I should be committed in searching for a job international, because I do not have a security of my job in the country. And you cannot live work for the government without job security. Then a nation without civil servants, then it's a dead nation. And we cannot allow our nation to die as we watch. We have to stand out and protect our nation. So we need many people. If I can get someone to solicit that information for me, I really appreciate, and you just send it in my inbox, then I really appreciate. Another information that I need someone to solicit for me is the information regarding all the court orders which the government, the president and the deputy, and all the government fraternities have not adhered to. The court orders which were produced were given, and they've not been adhered to. I would also want to have that kindly. If somebody can also get that for me, I really appreciate. Otherwise, that's the best way we can do, by everybody doing what they think they can do. Whatever you can source, you just source it and they send it to people who know what they can do with it, so that we save our nation. Thank you so much.
Asante sana, Josephine. Yes, we need to start digging those information. Now it is time for us to act. We need also now, we are on the attacking mode. All our troops on the ground. If you are a lawyer, attack kule constitutionally. If unaweza inject civic education, if you are in a situation where you can be able to be sourcing information, hata kama uko in those government offices and you think that they are critical information, the whistleblowers. If when into IT, and you can be able to source information, please do so. And then sasa the troops on the ground, we have to secure ourselves also and secure those people that are fighting for us. We don't want to hear tomorrow that someone that is, taking this government to court has been abducted, has been oppressed, has been suppressed, has been silenced, has been kidnapped. So we are also going that one to deal that one physically on the ground. We'll also have our troops on the ground. We are not causing mayhem, no, but we are protecting ourselves. There is no any law that will prevent you from protecting yourself and protecting those around you. In fact, that is being patriotic. Yes, let's continue discussing. Is it Daniel? And then we go, oh, freedom. Umekuja saizi. Head co-host.
Laban Olitai. Freedom, your chance to speak. I think he's having connection problems. We can have Storm Joseph. Karibu.
Okay, asante sana. Langu mimi kwanza nimekasirika sana, nimekula ndimu kabisa kwa sababu this selfish MPs wanataka tu wao wenyewe wajifaidi. Angalia kama saizi hii mswada yenye wanasema wajiongezee 7 terms. Imagine if they add 7, they become MPs of the president for 7 years. To be honest, we as Kenyans tutakuwa tunaelekea wapi? Kwani hizi viti zitakuwa tu zimetengewa watu fulani na fulani? We need to come up, we need to unite ourselves because umoja ni nguvu, utengano ni udhaifu. Sasa hizi ukitembea huku nje mtu anakuuliza, na Gen Z siku hizi mlinyamaza, mumeamua kunyamaza, what is not going on? Na mimi from my end, mimi mtu akiniuliza namwambia tafadhali, according to the way the situation is, we are still coming up, tuko katika harakati za kutokea. Lakini mimi naweza waambia tu ndugu zanguni na dada zanguni, kwa sababu tusipo unite na tuseme no it is a no, like the way we said no it is a no to the finance bill, and we also pertaining this when we say no it is a no and it will be a no. Lakini tukinyamaza, we sit back and watch from a distance, definitely this Kenya, it will be captured by these foolish guys. Anyway, nimekasirika sana, but wacha tu let me just take, nitaongea baadaye. Asanteni.
Karibu sana Storm. Asante kwa kila mtu. I guess saizi nisha reduce 2 kilograms since nianze kukasirika. So being kukasirika is there and it's acceptable, so usijari, it's Kenya yenye tunaishi right now. Naona on my TL about people, the jobs that are ongoing on nini, people, the jobs that are going on Katal, watu wanaenda ku apply, and that's a lot of Kenyans. The number of youths in that line ni wengi. It's almost hundreds and hundreds of youths who are in Uhuru Park, I guess, or something like that. I don't know where they are, or Kasarani, applying for the jobs. That should tell you that where we are headed as a nation, it's actually we are heading on a nation. It's very tough because we are facing unemployment. A lot of youths are employed, a lot of them. And instead of creating jobs here locally, wanapanga laini. As in, my heart literally breaks when kuona watu wamepanga laini since asubuhi waende wapate kazi za kwenda majuu. You know, the youth of the country, in the power of the country, the energy, all the energy of the country, the youths are there. Wakitaka kutoka Kenya. Anyway, let me not finish because saizi hata mimi nitakasirika. Anyway, Storm, I'm just encouraging you. Mimi mwenyewe nilitoka 56 kilograms, saizi niko 54, so ni kubaya zaidi. The last scene, you're here. Karibu. Last scene, can you speak? If you can't, it's fine. We can go to Generali.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, so I'm very much disappointed today. If you could see thousands of youths lining there that they want to go to work in Qatar, in the Middle East. And we just know the kind of jobs that these guys are going to do. Though it is now this government, a long time ago, our parents were even able to reach age 80 and above. But the government now has developed a silent scheme of executing our parents, because it is very painful to spend, you sell your piece of land, because we, in traditional African society, we believe that education, if you educate your child, you have brought light to the village. But right now, things have turned upside down, because the governments we are electing, the government of the day, the government that don't even care for the lives of normal people. So parents waste their time. They call Arambes, they go to these circles in the village, they exhaust all loans there, they sell their pieces of land, they educate a young man till the 4th year, the young man graduates, then stays jobless. Then right now you can see now young men are fighting to go to Saudi Arabia to do each and every job that they can just get, provided you just get a flight and you go outside this county. It shows how bad this county has turned to be. And the leaders do not care. No one even talks about me. What always pains me, kitu inafanyanga sira yangu inapanda juu is like these things happen, like no one cares. People are sleeping angry. People are not getting proper medical attention, but you are being told that there's a bill, that is a bill of urgency that is supposed to be discussed in this parliament. I just pray, I don't know what happened on 25th. I don't know what happened on 25th. If we could have known that we were going to face all this, that we would have burned all that parliament down. All that building could have been put down. If we just still give them chance to come there wearing coats with big cars to discuss non-issues while Kenyans are really going through hardship. It is very, very disappointing about this government. And I want to tell all of us that it is our responsibility. The way things are going now, it's a good proof that no one is going to defend, no one is going to come to your rescue. It's upon you. If you can do 4 years in university and have a degree, then you end up now going to seek a security job in Qatar. It means we have gone to the level of disparity, and there's nothing we can do. It's man against himself. And the people who are oppressing us are not even reaching 100,000. It is high time. Me, I'm telling you, the way things are going, we will now put a red light on these people. Itakuwa ni tunakutana, gari yako ikionekana pali, we just ban the cars and you take us to places where you can take us. Because even affording a 3-meal lineup in a day is very difficult. You better go and spend the rest of your life in prison. A peaceful life, that rather than thinking of this nation and the people who are even leading do not care about us. It is so painful. You could see young men there, very bright people lining there. Like you wonder, like these people, did their academics stop in class 8 or did they stop it in form 3? But these are very, very learned guys. They're very, very intelligent guys. And you see them lining. But most painful thing, no one cares. Hiyo ndio kitu inaniuma. Yesterday we were in a space of K24. A young bald-headed man mwenye anafanana na huyu jamaa nasikianga anaitwa, kuna mtu a very bald-headed man in Kenyan street anakuanga anaongea tu nonsense. You have the audacity kusimama ukisema ati it is working, the shift is working. And at the same time you are saying Citizen in a air news, in a certain hospital yenye 2 people were not able to pay for the shift and they died while waiting for the medical cover. But you think because maybe you are employed in the government sector, you are running something like 70. Now you think you are in a comfort zone. You are at a comfort zone. Wherever uko hapo, you are blogging for the government and you are living a peaceful life because every day someone pays you 527. And you think this is the way this country should go to. I was very violent yesterday. Me niliwaambia yesterday, anyone who supports this government and you are below 30, you are mentally incapacitated. That is what I said yesterday because I was very angry about these people. Like, how do you reason? Like, this is like a mockery. If you tell Kenyans that things are in the right direction, even a small child, even people who are in high school, even in primary school, they are feeling the toughness. In a system where food is being distributed in schools, in such kind of an economy, even the child who is getting that food aid, the aid from the county government as a food, he knows that things are tough. That is why the county government is even sympathizing to them to bring those food in school. So every place is tough. And if we just have to stand right, like we say things the way they are. If you get to a place and you find people talking things that do not please, don't be afraid. Me yesterday, people were going across the bush was around the bush fearing to call names. I had to call Zakayo by his name because I'm calling the same space here. I'm still, the spies can still hear me. So if you get a space and you have been vocal, just be vocal and tell people the truth. People are suffering out. That's why the rate of suicide is up. People are depressed. People do not want to share. It is mental problems accompanied also by financial problems. So it is total hell. But we are not going to get tired because it is this way. We are much aware of the people who are doing this to us. And it is high time. We have tried very many ways. If the government we have been lenient to, it is this government. We have never been violent since 25th. We have been channeling our things in court. We have been challenging our things on social media. We have been doing it the rightful way, but no one listens to us. No one give us. Every person we approach give us deaf ears. Every person we approach see us as fools. Some see us like disparate people outside here just wanting to chase clout or look for different alternatives. They never take serious what we mean. That is why I'm saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. You cannot go to the negotiation table with someone holding a gun and you are coming with a knife. That one cannot happen. You are going to a negotiation table with a book or a Bible, and the person you are going to negotiate with is holding a gun with fully loaded with bullets. It means anytime you can be rounded and you will be dead. And we cannot allow that. The country is heading to a wrong direction. We have those families that lost their children during the demonstration. No one even cares about them. It's like it was a right to kill them. No single MP even can talk in that house and say that this family deserves compensation because their people were killed. They were not even armed in the street. No one cares. Like they have proved to us like we are alone when they are telling us like that. That's why I always tell people to stop taking these handouts during campaigns. It's like these handouts you were given during campaigns. These people are much contented that the handouts are keeping you alive up to now. The 1,000 you were given in 2021 is still able to keep you alive with your families. That's maybe the reason in that perspective. So things are tough. Me, I'm telling you, things are tough. People can come to your DM and share with you what they are going through. It's very, very tough, by the way. And the way it is very tough, we cannot continue nourishing our oppressors we cannot continue nourishing our oppressors with Valon or Arimis. We cannot do that. It is like bembelezaring them and they are oppressing us. They don't care about us. So I just want us to be, I know it is tough. Some people feel like, oh, we are doing it and we are pushing, bro. This is the right way. We don't have, our motto is that we have no any other way. This is the only way. And our leaders have a motto that they will have to thrive they thrive in the thus we strive in the sunshine, which is an analogy which should be changed. So fight knowing that you are the only person. There's no one we need in this movement. It is you. There's an idea you can bring here and bring a change. There's an idea I can come out, I can bring from my own thinking and my own thoughts, and it can bring a change. There's an idea my brother can bring here and cause a very big change. So we depend amongst ourselves. There's no one who will come to our rescue, because people will come to our rescue will see us as disparate and they'll just use us as a stepping stone. So it is man for himself. It is any woman for herself. It is any child for him or herself, because where we have reached, we have to make a decision. A decision have to make, because the president is reckless, the executive is reckless, the judiciary, at least we are still 30-70 with them, but with the time we'll also have to know where they lie, because we don't trust them 100%. So I'll rest my case there. Thank you.
Karibu sana Jenerali. Karibu sana. Hata sijui nianzie kucomment gani niache gani, but I think it's what you just said, it's viable. And about the job that you started saying, I think it's high time Kenyans youth decide enough is enough. You can go outside the country to seek an employment, which I don't tell people don't to go. You can go, but enough is enough. Let's make Kenya work for Kenyans. Let's make Kenya work for Kenyans. I think I would just leave that at that. So the last scene, karibu. Kama you can speak, it's your time.
Can I request the general to talk to me in my DM, please?
Sure.
General, can you hear me? General? Talk to me in my DM, please.
Yes, Josephine. I can hear you.
Yes, I'm saying you talk to me in my DM.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, as General and Josephine move to the DMs, we're going to have the last scene. If you can, if your mic is on. The last scene, kwani ulienda wapi? Uko kwa shimo gani? As the last scene, bado ako last scene, we can have Mike or we can have Fabio last J. Mike, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Now, nimekasirika vile nimeona hiyo line ya KICC. I don't know if Kenyans are feeling the same, but I am very, very angry. I have a cousin who went to Qatar and he's never been the same. I don't know what happens over there. Sijui ni nini, but when he came back, he has never been the same. So I am very angry to see Kenyans lining up to go to Qatar. And I do not even blame the Kenyans. It is the government. The government has reduced Kenyans to that, which is very, very sad and very unfortunate. Kenyans should have realized the moment that president was saying, I will find you jobs outside the country, Kenyans should have realized this is a wrong person. We elected the wrong president. Unakuwaje president? Unatoa wapi audacity ya kusema kitu kama hiyo? You're the president of a country. How do you get the audacity to say, I'll find you jobs in other countries and you're the president? Ruto ni wazimu, by the way. That man is insane. So watu wenye wanapanga line kuenda Qatar, number one, if you're in this space, know that those jobs are cast. And they are cast because it is you putting on the chains of slavery again. Unajiwekea chains za slavery mwenyewe. That's why hawa watu wakirudi, pesa yao wajuangi walifanyia nini. Number two, they don't come back the same. I don't know what happens to them. So this government has reduced Kenyans to putting on the chains of slavery themselves. That is the kind of government we are dealing with. It is very sad. It is very, very unfortunate because the work of the government should not be to directly create jobs. It should be to create an environment that fosters entrepreneurship. Government can create a good environment for entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs will automatically create jobs for people. Automatically. But what is this government doing? Trying to find jobs outside the country. Looting the little money we have to create good infrastructure for businesses. This government is trying to reduce us to taking on the chains of slavery again. Tunajiwekelea wenyewe. Kenyans need to understand how evil, how wicked this government is. And we have been preaching about this revolution changing. It really has to shift. Kenyans need to understand it really has to shift from being a peaceful one to being a radical one. We've been saying this. And I urge you Kenyans to really preach this. I want you to talk to other Kenyans and tell them this. It really has to shift. Vile General China amesema, this is a gunfight. We cannot go with knives. It is a gunfight. We cannot go with flags and water. We can't. We have to start leaving marks. Every time tukienda demonstration, we have to leave a mark. Lazima tuwashe taya somewhere, moto iwake kidogo. Tukipatana na wao MPs wakikaa vibaya, tunawapiga viboko kadhaa. Kidogo wakikuja matanga kuongea, tunawanyorosha. We have to instill fear in these people. Right now they are behaving like Kenya is their country. They can do anything they want. We have to start instilling fear again onto these people. The Subaru boys, napenda vile Fabish amesema, kama tuwezi wapata na hizo guns zao, if we can't handle them when they have the guns, let us start unmasking them. Then we will start finding them individually. Wakienda kutembea na girlfriend zao na side chicks zao, tunawapatia huko zenye hawana hizo guns. We really have to start shifting how we think. Lazima tuanze kubehave kama wao. Lazima tukue wakora. Tumieni VPNs. Don't stay in one location for a long time. Lazima tuanze kubehave kama wakora. Because let me tell you, this fight is a gun fight. We need to take out our guns. I am very angry. I am very, very angry at the government for letting people line up to go to Qatar after what I have seen this kind of jobs do to people. It is very, very sad. Kenyans, tukasirike bana. Mimi nimekasirika. Let us start leaving marks whenever we demonstrate. Let us start leaving marks. That's it.
Thank you so much, Mike. About the Qatar jobs, you know, I grew up when I was like a young child. Nilikuwa nasikia kuhusu Saudi Arabia, this and these people, you know, Wanafrika wakiteswa. But at the same time, tunaenda huko because of the bad governance, because Kenya hupati kazi, because of the institutions in Kenya, and if you also go to the government, kazi zenye wanapeleka watu huko ni kazi zenye when I was growing up, they're the same jobs where you would hear mtu maybe amepigwa, maybe wananyang'anywa passport, vitu kama hizo, the inhumanity and the slavery that is happening. So it's like a matter of which do you want to be, a slave in Kenya or a slave in Qatar. Either if you're in Kenya, the poverty is the enemy. Kuna kuna insecurity, kuna abduction, kuna taxes, kuna the level of impunity in Kenya, it's a lot, and the government is not helping. It's only adding salt to the injury. So I just wish whoever applied the jobs get them, and I just hope that they have a bright future ahead, even though I would literally wish for them to work in Kenya. Kenya should work for all Kenyans. Kenya should not only work for Ruto and his family and those people surrounding him. Kenya should work for everyone. I dream of a country where people who went to university to study medicine have jobs as nurses, have jobs as doctors in the hospitals. Right now unakuta hadi madaktari interns hawalipwi. Umekaa shule for more than 7 years ukisoma medicine, utapata kazi and it's expensive. Unaenda shule kusoma engineering, civil engineering. Sasa courses zingine kama civil engineering kwanza inafaa itolewe. Unaenda shule kusoma civil engineering, hakuna barabara zikijengwa, wanapatia China tenders ama wanapatia saizi guess itakuwa inapewa kila kitu ndani. Enda ufanye electrical engineering, the same thing. I mean, Kenya is not working for literally everyone, and especially if you're university student, usifiki, just be having alternatives in life. Kwanga na plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, because in the state of Adani, in the state of Ruto, it's not working for us. It's literally not working for us. And with the introduction of Bill Gates, it's not really working for us, guys. Let's open our thoughts. Let's actually also, I don't know what to do because mambo ni mengi. Fabish.
Yes. Unajua vile tumesema ni kuwa we now need to work kama like soldiers, because that is what we are. Revolution is a war. And I want to repeat it here. There is nothing that is called peaceful revolution. And the good thing is you have option. You can decide to just be yourself and be okay with oppressor. But not everyone is comfortable with being oppressed. When you are in a revolution, understand that going to prison should be on your bucket list. Kwanza ujue hivyo. Lakini revolution si ya watu waoga, because it is war. Joining a military si ya watu waoga. You know the sacrifices that it takes. And that's why I want to tell everyone here. And that's why maybe some people don't understand that revolution is a war. There is no other definition. Understand that you are fighting with someone who see you in the lens of an enemy. That person that you're opposing, he treats you as an enemy. The way you treat that person as your enemy because he's oppressing you. Kwa hivyo, ikiwa umeamua kwamba utaingia katika revolution, ujue kuwa wakati wowote, hiyo jela ambao unaogopa, you can be a guest anytime, any day. And now, another bad news is, hiyo jela kama inakutafuta, even without you being involved in revolution, still bado unaweza kwenda. Now, kuna watu ambao wamepoteza maisha, wakapigwa risasi, hata wako kwa maandamano. Mtu tu alikuwa kwa nyumba yake, polisi wamefukuzana na waandamaji gidi, wakaenda wakapiga risasi, hata ikapata mtu ako kwa nyumba. So, katika hii maisha, because they say the worst fear is fear itself. That is the worst fear. It is fear itself. You have to choose either to be on your knees or to be on your feet fighting for it. Kuna watu ambao wamekuwa abducted, wamekuwa tortured, they have been killed. They did not revolt by violence. They just revolt peacefully. Wakaenda kotini, wakaenda wapi, and they were kidnapped, abducted and killed. Lakini wakati tukisema kwamba we need to have a resistant movement, watu wanajawa maji kwa miguu. You have to understand. I've been saying in every space. Na nilianza kusema hii kitu I think from July. Kwamba the country is at war. There is no other definition. We are at war. What the government is doing now, they are fighting us from every angles they can. Fighting our integrity, fighting our constitution, fighting us physically. And then you are telling us that we will just sit down, kukula tu, na kulala na tuseme kwamba things will change by itself, kwamba watu watabadilika. Bila wanatupiga hivi unajua what are they intending to achieve? If they mean well for us, why mbona wanalazima watuue? If they mean well for the country, how do you want to kill the people that that you mean well for them? If indeed it is true you want to prepare a better country for us, then why are you killing us? Why are you killing the foundation of our country if you mean well for this country? The constitution ambao wazee wetu walipigania wakamwaga damu, but now unakuja kuchukua yote na kutupa kwa dustbin, and you are still telling us that you mean well for this country. People are not fools. So tumesema tutapigania katika kila kona anything that will bring us victory, to bring our country back, either by using judiciary, by defending ourselves physically, or those goons. We need to do it. And then sasa I saw a lawyer Wanjira, sijui kama bado kwa hapa. Now unasikia Bill Gates amekuja, this one is different andani. Huyu sasa ni andani mwenye ameomoka Bill Gates. Kwa amekuja alafu yeye ako na immunity, you cannot take him to court ile mulimchukua ndani, and we will have a lot of Bill Gates now coming with immunity. Now tell me, mtu amekuja, he will do whatever they wish and you cannot take them to court. Now tell me, how will we deal with that issue? Because yes, huwa tukiambiwa hapa tunaambiwa, oh no, wacha tupeleke, let's fight them constitutionally. Now, how will you fight that person constitutionally? Ambaye ashapewa immunity. You yourself as a Kenyan, you don't have that immunity. But these are foreigner ambao wamekuja with immunity, you cannot take them to court. Now tell me, how will we deal with that one? If not, need us to revolt and go to the streets. That's why we are saying streets are calling. There are some things that we need to deal with them by the street. Yes, Daniel Kinyo.
Babish, hiyo statement kwanza, hii country I think either tutakonda ama tutafute mamattress tutafune juu. Hiyo statement ya Bill Gates walai, that thing pisses me off like, why does he need immunity for? Like, yani that very statement, even if you're in, I don't know, Timbuktu, and you hear that your government has given a foreigner to come to your country and you've given him immunity. Like, what? Mimi hata mkiitisha maandamano leo tunaenda wallahi na tena, like, yani I honestly don't, maybe this is, I think maybe wanataka tuharibike kichwa tukose kuvote, because I honestly don't get it, because there's such, there are things, even I think even Americans themselves, if they had it, they would be like, how dumb is your president? Like, your president is either very stupid or incredibly sadistic. Like, there's really no middle ground between the two. Like, there's no middle ground between like, he's either incredibly stupid or incredibly sadistic. Because why would you give a foreigner, of all of them, a foreigner that has been kicked out of India because the things he's coming to do here, India told him to be persona non grata. India, okay, like an entire continent of 1.5 billion looked at one person and they were like, you we don't want you here. He's appearing in court in Netherlands. He's been kicked out of Australia. There's another country, I can't remember which one it is. He's also been kicked out for the same thing. I'm hearing some other Southeast Asian countries, they're also considering the same shit. And now this guy gives that person immunity. I'm pretty sure if Pablo Escobar was alive, huyu mtu angempatia nyumba huku Bomet kwao. Like, this guy is going for the worst to the worst. He's looking for anywhere he can get money. I would not even be surprised if I was about to mention Netanyahu, but I remembered the guy already called him his friend. Like, I was looking for the worst human being to partner up with, and the guy already partnered up with the guy. Like, hey, sijui ama tutatafuta matherapist. Kuna matherapist huku before.
Yeah, lazima tujue. We have to brave ourselves. Because this regime does not mean well for us. Kwa hivyo kama wewe umeamua kwamba unapigania nchi, lazima ujue, lazima ujipange. Anything that will come, you will take it. Lakini kama wewe ni mtu unaogopa kulala hata cell usiku moja, ndugu yangu, hizo jobs zinapeanwa Qatar, zinapeanwa Dubai, kimbilia tu ukachukue roho safi. Really, you know, inafikia wakati lazima tuambiane tu kweli. Tuache kudanganyana. Unakuja hapo ukisema when wa revolution, when wa nini, and then bado wewe mwenyewe unaogopa. Kama unaogopa, wewe nenda tu hizo job ambao Ruto anapeana. Hizo ndio nafasi zenu. Nenda tu ufanye job huko.
Fabish, just kuongeza moto hapo, America itself is calling this guy on charges because of what they did during COVID. His own country is putting this guy up on charges because of what they did. They had to apologize. Like, the companies akina Johnson & Johnson, they have, you can go and look it up. They have a legally binding public apology because the stuff that akina Bill Gates were pushing through the WHO, turns out they were actually military things that were given to them. They have, like, this is actual information. Johnson and Johnson, and what's the name of the other company? They have a public apology, and nobody knows why they haven't been sued yet. That is the guy who giving immunity.
Now, before you give someone immunity, wewe unajua ni activities gani ambao anafanya that you fear kwamba anaweza kwenda against the law. You know, it's like someone who goes to the court and take anticipatory order. Because why would you even think if not a criminal mind? Kitu ya kwanza ambayo imefanya ukafikiria kwanza kumpatia immunity ni nini? Because unajua the kind of activities ambayo anataka kufanya itakuwa inakinzana na sheria. Kwa hivyo ni lazima tujue kwamba we are at war, vile ambao nimekuwa nikisema. Na tusijidanganye, it is not easy kuondoa, fighting this regime. Yes, Escovino, talk to us.
Jambo Fabish.
Jambo.
Nimesikia unarusha tu stray bullets, umekuwa mwanajeshi. I love this place. I love you guys. Wanjiro, how are you? Razji, kila mtu, General. Yeah. It's always good to be here because of we also learn from each other and all that. Yes, I'm the one who said the prison thing, and I've always said, and I said it with purpose and with one reason. I've always said here that revolution itakuwa sweet when all of us who have fought for it are here to enjoy it. Here we cannot run away from that. When tomorrow I meet Fabish in the streets na tuna celebrate because we've taken out this rogue regime, it will be very, very sweet, rather than nikienda kwa matanga Fabish kuomboleza in a celebration time. That will be very bad. But again, revolution must always have casualties. Hiyo nakubaliana na wewe Fabish. Yeah, it's the dark side of it that we must lose some people in the revolution. Maybe even in the streets, or those who are not in the streets. But for me, asking if people are ready to go to the prisons, I would rather watu come on 25th June when we were on the streets and not destroying anyone's property. Some people were just being arrested and all that. I would rather you be arrested in that manner than you being arrested kama umeenda kubomoa kuchoma gari ya mtu and all that. It's so easy to get sentenced on that rather than ukiwa kwa street protesting with your flag whistle and all that. 25th June hatukukuwa na guns and all that. Yes, the element of surprise ili catch the government unaware, so they were not even ready to use guns and all that on everyone else on the streets. Sahi wamejipanga, and maybe we cannot use the same tactic.
So
but
ngoja,
like I always say, Fabish, if you don't let me land, then you ask.
No,
please.
Utafanya nisahau.
Sawa bana.
Just for
when host unasahau haraka.
Yeah, nasahau haraka. Just for the record. If I catch you clearly, when I say my 25th, there was no any gun used. I just want you to be on a record.
No, I've said it was not used like Sai. Unaona Sai, they're just using everything on us. Sai, they're just throwing everything on us, guns, knives, everything. So see, hata tukienda na mawe, it's not enough because yes, they shot people, but watu walikuwa wengi sana. Sai, even if we call protest, we've seen them, and I always speak like someone who was always there on the streets every single day up to 99, when now the protests died after that. So yes, guns were used, but Sai, they are using more guns than they used before. The abductions may increase than they were before. Extrajudicial killings zimeshinda venye zilikuwa. Like wame up their game to another level, and it's just brutality and violence. They have unleashed total violence on us. So we have to be calculative. And again, now Sai asi Fabish umeamka hapo umeenda kuchoma hata nyumba MP, hata na ushikwe peke yako, ama hata muende ka vijana watatu na mshikwe, utapelekwa huko manyani and all that